Hello and welcome to the show. This is let me start over.
This is Epinode 736
Okay.
of the Sinus Podcast.
That's going at the top of the show. Hello and welcome to the show. This is episode number 007 of the Xbox Enthusiast Podcast. My name is Jamie and I'll be your host on this enthusiastic podcast of Xbox greatness. And you all know my player too, Mr. Chris the Great White.
Oh man, I was gonna wear my bow tie for 007, but I forgot it.
You let us down again.
I know.
Great White as in shark.
That's right, absolutely.
The Great White.
And you all know our player 3, our managing editor, Mr. Full Price himself, Andrew Gonzalez.
You don't have to worry about full price this week, though.
That is. We'll actually get to that in a minute. That's one of our big stories of the week. But how's everybody doing? Did everybody have like a good long 3-day weekend? I hope.
It was busy.
You can't be busy. It was a holiday weekend. You're supposed to relax and like have a cookout and watch fireworks and not do anything.
None of that happened. I was reviewing games and I was just trying to finish everything.
What about you, Chris? Anything?
Yeah. No, it was relatively uneventful, but in a good way. I'm at the point in my life where I'm just kind of old and grumpy. So I don't like dealing with the youths. So I don't really get out and do the fireworks scene and stuff anymore. Sure. It's just really crazy. I got 4 kids, so we played board games all night and had pizza and just took it easy. But the weekend was good. We got a lot of. I actually probably played more this weekend than I've played in a long time. But that's just because there's so stinking much going on right now. So Inside's out, and yes. I did the review for Lego Star Wars. So it's just been a really busy sure. weekend.
Now you weren't really a big fan of Lego Star Wars, am I right? I mean, you didn't enjoy it that much.
No, I mean it's not a perfect 10. You know what I'm saying? But it's pretty day close. No, Lego Star Wars is fantastic. I gave it a 9.5. The review is up. You can read it at xboxenthusiast.com. But it did everything right. And I've played Lego games in my review. I said since the very first one. 2005 is when the first Lego game, Lego Star Wars, came out.
That makes me
since
feel
then
old
we've had.
Knowing that.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
11
since
years
then,
ago. Man.
Since then, we've had Harry Potter and we've had Jurassic World and Indiana Jones and Pirates of the Caribbean. And they've been all over the map, and everyone, not everyone, but a lot of them take small steps forward, and some of them take small steps back. But everything just seemed to work with Force Awakens. The gameplay mechanics are great. It looks better than it ever has. It was a phenomenal game.
Cool.
I played the first level last night, and if that's any indication, it's gonna be awesome. The first time you had a blaster battle, I lost it. You actually take cover and start shooting like enemies, and
which you don't think about it, but like it's perfect for the material, right? I mean, the very first movie, A New Hope, opens with the stormtroopers rushing in, Leia's ship, and they're in the corridor taking cover and shooting. Like that's like it just works for the Star Wars universe. So it was great. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool because it starts you. This is not really spoilers. The very first level in the game actually drops you in the Battle of Endor. So you're kind of, before you even jump into the Force Awakens, you get to kind of play, through the last battle. So you're fighting the Emperor and you're doing the final Death Star run in the Falcon with Lando, and it just, I mean, from the beginning of the game, it's fantastic.
Cool. Well, as for myself, kind of like you, Chris, it was a pretty relaxing weekend, which was nice, not to worry about too much. But my wife and I, she didn't play a lot of video games, but we played a lot of Disney Infinity. We played hours and hours of Disney Infinity. And part of the reason for that, I let my wife know that Disney Infinity is done. They're not going to make it anymore. She goes, oh no, we got to get all the characters. And so we went to GameStop because, I know they've been having the sale for a little while, but the buy 2 get 3 free on used. And so we went and scoured multiple GameStops in our area. And I went from having just a few. Now you can't see behind me because there's a ton of them back there now. I went from having like 12, and now I've got like 30.
Yeah.
And there were certain ones she really wanted we couldn't find, like Tinkerbell and some other ones. So we went and ordered those online. So I've got more coming. So, but we had a blast. We played, because now another funny thing about it, I had it on Wii U. I had 3.0 on Wii U. And then I had 1.0 for free because it was free on Wii U. So I had both of those. But then we were at the store at GameStop. All the Disney Infinity stuff's on clearance. It's going out. And so I got a 2.0 starter pack with Stitch and Merida, and it was like $20.
Yeah.
So I got that on Xbox One, and then I also got a disc version of 3.0 for Xbox One as well because it was like $15. So now I've got Disney Infinity on 2 systems. And so we've been jumping between the two depending on what we want to play. But yeah, we've been playing a lot of Disney Infinity. The other thing that I played over the weekend, which was kind of torturous, Ethan, Meteor Hunter. You guys have been giving me a wonderful time about that. Pretty much, you'll see my review up on the site. Just the shotgun of the review. Don't buy it.
There you go.
It's
thumbs down.
Yes, it was frustrating, but definitely read my review, watch my video review, check those out to find out why. Other than that, I played Gears of War a little bit with somebody who was, giving me a hard time, not playing very well, dying a lot.
Yeah, I'm supposed to be the noob, and you're just like walking around getting killed all the time. No, so we're continuing our Gears playthrough. Look, so we finally got to the place that I stopped. For those of you who are keeping tabs, I stopped playing when is it the krill? Is that right? Yep. It reminds me of in Nemo when she's like, "Oh, whales don't eat fish; they eat krill." It's like, "Oh, look, there's krill. Swim away!" But these stupid flying krill just eat you anytime you even touch the darkness. And I that's where I gave up my first playthrough. I never touched Gears of War after that. So we are officially through the krill.
Yes.
Right. So good. So we're moving forward.
We've just hit Act 3, where you get to the factory and learn about the emulsion and the lampet wretches and all that. We're just about to hit that. So we're moving right along, pretty good pace. We dock out about a chapter, maybe chapter and a half each time we play. So
yeah,
I might be jumping in with you when you hit Gears 3 because there's 4-player co-op.
Yes, so. that would be awesome. Mm-hmm. So it's okay. Let me ask you real quick. Now that we're co-oping it, what do you think of Gears? Are you enjoying it more, or are you still kind of?
Yeah, so here's the thing, and we talked about this. We talked about this on our first playthrough. I didn't know any of the history of it. I thought these dudes were humans. And so I always just kind of like disconnected from the series because like nothing was familiar. They appear like humans, but they're like giant, oversized meatbag people, and they play like games like Thrash Ball, which doesn't exist. And I'm like I don't understand anything that's going on. And but I thought they were all supposed to be human. And then as we're playing through this, you're telling me they're aliens. They're from this planet that we're playing on, which is not Earth.
The name of the planet.
I haven't played it since
I want to say Sarah or Taryn or
anyway. The point is, I'm a story kind of guy, so I never really related to the story because I never cared enough to look into it. But now that I understand that they're defending their home, against an outside threat. Yeah, it's like I'm actually kind of digging a lot more. So yeah, so far I'm having a lot of fun. I mean, it looks great. We even for a 360 game. I mean, you think that was the second year of the 360, yep. And that game still looks fantastic. So yeah, I mean, I can see where the appeal is for the series, and I'm excited to keep playing, and super excited for Gears 4 now. So.
Awesome. Now, Andrew, is there anything else? Because we kind of jumped through our stuff a little bit. Anything else you've been playing lately? I know you've been reviewing a lot, and doing a lot
the Technomancer.
Yeah, it wasn't
the
bad.
Mancer of Technos.
It wasn't bad. Wasn't great. It was okay. It got long. It didn't end, and there was a ton of backtracking. Ton of backtracking, which is now my least favorite thing. like 6 missions in a row. They're like, go talk to this person or do this. And when you're in a city, you can't fast travel within that city. So I had to go through different tunnels, different areas, different places to go back and like turn it in or talk to someone. And then enemies respawn. So when I go back into a certain room, that whole wave of enemies comes back. And doesn't matter if you're level 1 or if you're level 35, 36. Those enemies still hit hard. And it's difficult. It's annoying, but I mean, it's kind of cool. It's just something you kind of have to like to jump into it. It's not for everybody. And you'll know it tries to be like Mass Effect a little bit. It's instead of shooting, it's all melee, with the exception of a few guns that you can get. So it's kind of like Mass Effect, but instead of you taking cover and shooting enemies, you're, fighting with different melee styles. And I liked it. I put like 40 hours into it, 45 hours or whatnot. I did every side quest except one that bugged and I couldn't do it.
Oh, that sucks.
So,
yeah,
I mean, it just would not work.
That's
even
what you
if
get for being an achievement hunter, right? Now you can't get that side quest.
There actually isn't an achievement for it, luckily. But, I mean, I wanted to make sure I did every single thing I could to review that. And I went through every possible thing that you could do, with the exception of that one.
Wow.
Cool. Cool.
I'm actually just glad it's over. The second I finished it, I went and I played through Inside.
Oh,
that's right.
Cool.
Yep.
Cool.
I played through Inside 2, which we're not going to talk about because Jamie hasn't played it.
I have not.
We won't talk about it.
Hey, I will play it because like you were asking me earlier, Chris, about Limbo. I loved Limbo. Limbo was great. I played it through on PS3 and Xbox One. So Inside I'm super hyped to play it. I'm just getting some funds maybe by the end of the week, and I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
All the money we spent on Disney Infinity, I gotta kind of.
That's true. That's fair enough. So real quick, just FYI, we're gonna get the team together, hopefully within the next week, and do a spoiler cast for the site. So if you guys have played it or are looking to play it over the next week, be sure to look out for that. We'll post it on the YouTube channel. It'll be on the site as well. But we all have a lot of thoughts about Inside. I think there's a few differing as far as maybe what's going on, but I think overall consensus is the game is phenomenal. So I'm sure we'll talk about that.
And wait, who's reviewing it for us?
Kendra did. She posted the review today. Gave it a perfect 10.
Oh wow!
With only one negative.
Cool.
One negative. That's right.
Sure.
It ends.
It ends, which is sad.
Oh boy. Well, let's get out some sad stuff and hop into some happy stuff in what we call the news box.
News box.
We're going to start off with something very happy, and that is the Xbox Games with Gold sale going on right now. There are so many games on this list. I mean, if you even enjoy playing your Xbox a little bit, go on that sale, go to the store, check it out, because there will be, I guarantee, something you will like to play. Yeah. But because there's so many games, what we're going to do, we're just going to kind of hit on some of our favorites that are on the sale right now. And Andrew, let's start with you, man, because you kind of came up with the idea, so I'll let you kick it off. What is one of the top games you need to buy on the sale?
All right. I was debating between two. I'm gonna go with Oxenfree.
Oh, cool.
The game was fantastic.
Would you say it's awesome?
No.
Sorry.
No, I would never say that in public. No.
I'm a horror guy, so it was right up my alley. The story was cool. The soundtrack was cool, the characters were cool, and if you have friends who have played it, you're gonna be in for a really cool treat.
Yes,
but
so good.
But I remember when I told Chris about what I saw.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's so good.
It's very freaky and very awesome, and hopefully someone on your friends list has played the game. Let's just say that.
Cool. That's one that's been on my radar forever. I just haven't picked it up yet. I want to, because I'm a big horror fan. Now that one's what, 30% off, I think?
Yeah, you said we weren't going to do this, Jamie.
What, percent?
We weren't going to talk about prices.
No, I'm just talking about percent. I'm just asking.
I don't remember.
Everything is up to 40 to 60%
right.
off. So.
Well, see, on my list, I didn't put the prices down. I just put the percents.
You big dummy.
Because actually, to go off of your horror games, the one I was going to mention, The Evil Within. It is a fantastic horror game. It's 75% off. It's like $15. Like, that is an amazing deal for an incredible game.
So good. So good.
Even if you don't play it now, buy it now, and then wait till like October, the Halloween time when you're really in the mood for a horror game. You will not regret it. That game is so trippy. It's so much fun.
I played that. Amazing. I played that at like 3 a.m. with the lights off and my headset. And, good stuff.
Now, both these games I know Chris would absolutely love. So, Chris, go buy them right now.
Well, he did like Oxenfree.
Oh, yeah. Actually, I did the review for Oxenfree on the site, which you can find. I gave it a 7. But it's one of those games that really stick with you, and it probably is closer to like an 8.5. Or maybe even closer to a 9 now, just in my memory. I've played it again, and it's really good.
I gotta play it again because they added a new game plus and a few new things. I remember talking to Chris about that after I beat it, and I was talking about it for days, and I was just like, that game was awesome.
Yep. We'll be talking about that more in a few minutes.
Oh, so, we will.
On my list, I mentioned if you haven't played Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition, I hate to continue to show you guys up, but I actually wrote the prices down. So Ori and the Blind Forest is $13.39.
He was just giving me a hard time about mentioning prices. So.
Right. So Ori's $13.39, so $14 if you're a gold member. But if you haven't played Ori is a 2D side-scrolling action game, Metroidvania style game. It looks just fantastic. It plays sharp. It's great. It's very fast paced, very very good. Very good storytelling, just kind of environmental storytelling, and it's just great. You can't recommend it enough. The other two things I was going to mention is Watch Dogs 2 is now near the top of my list of fall games, and Watch Dogs is on sale for $12.
$12, good deal.
And look, I didn't play it the first time because there's really mixed reviews. But I mean, if you want to go into Watch Dogs 2 and maybe want to have some backstory, which that's kind of where I sit. $12 is not bad. And then I put the news story up, but Red Dead Redemption.
Wait! Don't go there. Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet.
What? It's on fine. Anyway, buy Ori. Buy Oxenfree, buy Ori. I don't care about Layers of Fear.
Not Layers of Fear, Evil Within. Although Layers of Fear, $8. If you like horror games,
good. And
go check it out.
Really good. Yeah.
But okay, fine. To piggyback off what you were spoiling farther ahead in my show, today they announced Red Dead Redemption will finally be backwards compatible on Xbox One starting Friday.
Yes. And it is on sale right now for $8.
Now,
less
when
than
I told
$8.
you this news, you sent me back a poop emoji. So
No, the poop emoji was because I posted the news story like 3.5 hours before you did, and then you were like, "Hey, did you guys hear Red Dead's coming to backwards compatible?" I'm like, "No, I've never heard that. That's a great story." Poop emoji.
You are
so
hilarious.
that was what that was. No, yeah. So it's on sale. Listen, I've said it already on the podcast a couple of times. Red Dead is probably my favorite. I would put Red Dead and Mass Effect 2 as like head to head for my favorite Xbox 360 games. Just a phenomenal game. I cannot wait to visit it again. So
awesome. Now, Andrew, were you a big fan of Red Dead Redemption?
I was, but it came out the same day as Alan Wake, and I played that game.
Alan Wake is also fantastic.
I went to the midnight launch for Red Dead. I walked out with Red Dead, Alan Wake, and split second. I don't know if you remember that game. It's a racing game.
Isn't it the one where the environments would like fall and change? Yeah, I remember that game.
And the game I played last was Red Dead Redemption.
Okay.
So good. I think you need to revisit it. All right, man. When you get on that raft and go into Mexico and the music starts.
To be fair, the game freaked me out when the cougar dropped me off my horse, and I don't like animals, as we said, and
Yeah,
Well, okay.
and just to clarify, it is a Rockstar game.
Yes.
Unlike their normal cougars, this is actually a cougar, a cat. So just to be clear.
No, that was a good one. Let's roll it.
Wait. That was a good one, but my Oxum joke wasn't?
No,
Oxum is
I
awful.
really wasn't.
Okay. Well, actually, talking about revisiting games from Xbox 360, one of my favorite games last generation, BioShock, the collection, has officially been announced.
Yes.
It's coming September 13th. Now, Chris, I know you can't play BioShock because you may wet yourself. I don't know what. I mean, it's dark and scary. And you said you got. Well, did you play the demo or did you actually play the full game?
No. I played the demo, which I freaked
Okay.
out the whole time. Look,
Sure.
water does not do well with me. I know we have the shark joke, and we'll talk about Inside, which is a whole nother problem. But like water. So like the game starts and you're just like floating in the freaking middle of the ocean with fire all around you. I'm like, this is not gonna go well. And then they put you under the water, which didn't go good. But no, it was the lady. Really early, like as soon as you get down in Rapture,
It's like one
you
of the
walk up
first
to this
enemies
lady.
you walk up to.
Yeah, she's like, oh, little baby, and you walk up to the carriage and it's like a freaking gun. I'm like, I can't do this. This
that
is
was
way,
awesome.
this
Just
is
hit her
way
in the
too
head with the
creepy.
wrench. She doesn't even like move. She doesn't attack you. Knock
See,
her
the thing
out.
is, the reason that scared me was all atmosphere, and
Yes.
like there'll be
Yeah.
times when you can hear like the blades on the walls.
Oh,
and,
yeah. No.
I mean, my opinion is that Infinite is the best, then BioShock 1, and then BioShock 2.
Oh,
We
wow.
just forget it never was made.
Well, see,
I
BioShock 2.
I hate BioShock 2.
Why? I mean, it's not a bad game. It's just different. It's kind of like in the way
I
that.
didn't like being a big daddy. It really bothered me.
But they didn't make you like. You were a big daddy, but you weren't like a big daddy. You know what I
It
mean?
just-
Like
it
you were
was-
still a character. You still had
it
a
was-
great story. Had Minerva's Den DLC and some other really cool stuff. To me, I think of it kind of like the Arkham series.
Oh,
No
and
one
it
wants
had
to talk about
multiplayer.
Arkham Origins, right?
Yeah,
Like
That's
no
'cause
one's
it was
talking
bad.
about BioShock 2. Just because it was made by a separate team. But it's got some of the magic.
No, that's not what bothered me. I just did not like being a big daddy. I did not like that there was multiplayer. I did not like.
The multiplayer actually wasn't too bad. It was kind of cool.
Come on,
Just
you
saying.
two.
Just saying.
You too. So couple things. First off, I have heard that Minerva's Den is probably the best story content in the BioShock franchise, but I haven't played it, so I'll leave that there.
Yeah.
But is it just me, or I feel like that Infinite being the best is an unpopular opinion?
For me, I would go BioShock 1, Infinite, and then 2.
Oh, I loved every second of Infinite.
See, Infinite was really good. Infinite was really good.
Infinite was one of the few games, like before I started writing here, it was one of the few games I ever gave a perfect score to, and
Wow.
I stand by it. It was.
I feel like I could
so
play
good.
Infinite.
You could.
There's
Infinite
there's only one, and I'm being dead serious. There's only one jump scare in the entire game, and it got me bad.
Oh yeah,
It
great.
got, like I did not expect it, and I remember just going no, and it's funny because I have another friend that played it, and he was like, "Did you get to that part like while we were?" Because I bought it at launch, and I was like, "I just got there." He's like, "That was the scariest thing ever."
Yeah, because Chris, I think you can handle it because it takes the concepts of BioShock, and you're out in the open.
You're in
there's
the
bright blue
air.
skies, right?
You're in,
All right.
Come on, you're in the sky. That's the polar opposite of water.
Yep. And you've got the companion. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking.
Elizabeth.
Yes. So I mean, it's got a great story. No, actually, BioShock Infinite. I never played the DLC that takes you back down to Rapture. I've never played it, so I'm actually really looking forward to that.
That's one reason why I'm buying this collection.
Okay.
I have the season pass, but then like they kept delaying the DLC, and then I moved on.
Got it. Sure. Like
Wasn't
I'm
time
really
for it.
looking forward to it. And actually, BioShock. We talk about games. You see them, you're just gonna love it, and you're gonna buy it. I don't buy collector's editions. But as soon as that game was announced, I bought the edition that came with the Big Daddy statue and everything. Like I went all in on that game, and I didn't regret it. It's a great game.
I ordered the Recore special edition,
Oh no!
and it looks awesome.
See, now when I bought
it
the
does look
BioShock
good.
special edition, it was like I want to say $70 maybe. Like it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
But some special editions are like hundreds of dollars. I'm like, no.
When when I went to the Titanfall launch, and it was a $250 Titan.
Yeah. So that's a little pricey. That's a little out of my range.
much.
It's almost the price of your console.
Okay. One more news story, probably the most important news story of Xbox for the entire year. August 2nd, background music is coming to Xbox One.
Well, when Burnout 3 was out, I used my soundtrack all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, and that's awesome for sports games and racing games and even fighting games. Just have your music playing.
Though Burnout 3 had the best soundtrack ever.
Yeah.
Actually, my personal favorite Burnout game is probably Burnout Paradise City. I really enjoyed that one. I put a lot of time into that. But also, when I bought it, I got it for like $10 with all the DLC. Like, I got it super cheap. So that might have part of the reason I liked it so much. But just the open world and everything, I just...
Unpopular opinion, that's my least favorite.
Oh, man. Andrew, we are just not clicking tonight, man.
Not clicking.
Talk about not clicking and having different opinions. Let's hop into our topic of the week. And this topic of the week, we're going to be talking about, well, we're already halfway through the year. So we're going to talk about our favorite games of the year so far and kind of like a game of the year watch. Which ones do we think will still be around by the end of the year? We'll still be talking about. So we've each gone and made a list of our top 5 games of the year. We've all played different stuff, so it's going to be kind of interesting where everything falls. But, I mean, how do you guys want to do this? Want to just kind of go around, just do, number 5, then number 4, and then just kind of work our way around, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, we're going to probably have some repeat, right? So,
well, right.
Well, I think one of your previous comments has indicated that's
yes,
going to happen.
I think that will happen. But, okay. Chris, let's start with you, man. What is a game, like, we don't have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could just, name games we think will still be around.
I don't have a numbered list. I just put 5 games.
Yeah,
that works.
Yeah, so I'll start with just what I've already kind of talked about at the top of the show, which is Lego Star Wars Force Awakens. It's it's interesting to put a Lego game on that list. I probably Lego Marvel Heroes, which I didn't even look up the year, but that's probably been about 4 or 5 years ago, maybe even a little bit more.
Wait,
the first one.
It launched with the 1.
That's right, it did. Yeah, so 4 years. Yeah, so we're right at 4 years of it. So that game was really, really good, and I don't think that they've that they kind of hit their stride better than that in the subsequent releases. And so going into Force Awakens, like, I expected it to be really good, as they normally are, but like, it literally just is a great game. I've had a blast with it. It's competent. Really one of the only negatives that I gave it is that there's a lack of challenge, but I mean, it's a game that's made, for all ages. So it's not a game like, Dark Souls. It's going to, murder you at every turn, but it's just funny. Like, I don't want to spoil anything, but the first time you see Kylo Ren in the game, no, I don't want to. Anyway, I don't want to spoil it. It's like the stuff that they do. I will just say that he's wearing Darth Vader slippers, and it's just like the stuff that they do in the game is just so brilliant, and it's funny and it's enjoyable, and it's stuff that I can play with my kids. It's just great.
Cool. To jump in without spoiling, the part that had me laughing hysterically is that the end of the first level when Darth Vader is dying, and he takes off his helmet, and I let out the loudest laugh.
It's great. It's fantastic.
That whole scene.
Wait till you see the very end of the campaign when you see Luke. Spoilers for the first time. That whole interchange is just hilarious. So the game is great. I don't know that I will have a couple of these other games we're going to talk about. I wouldn't say I had fun with per se. They're just great games. I don't know that I will have more, and we'll talk about why when we get there. But
these games on my list, I did not enjoy playing
exactly.
them.
No. So I don't know that I will have more fun this year playing a game than I have with Lego Star Wars. It's just great.
Cool. Well, one of my games I have on my list, it's
Ethan,
just
Meteor Hunter.
Ethan, Meteor. No, definitely not. It's gonna be Unravel on Xbox One. That was a game that when they first announced it, I'm like, this is my kind of game. It's kind of a puzzle platformer. from an indie studio, but just you could, as you played it, like there are parts of the game that weren't that great. You can tell it was made by a small studio, but the love and attention that went into it, and just graphically, that game looked fantastic, and I had a really good time playing through that game. And I know they're working on not a sequel, they're working on something new. They announced they're working on something new. We don't know what it is. But if you have the opportunity, and actually I think it is on the Games Gold sale. Yep. Check out Unravel if you like puzzle platformers. It's a good game.
I gotta finish that. I only went through like 4 levels, maybe. Well, it was when there were a lot of things I was reviewing, and it kind of just went into the back.
Sure.
Yeah, I reviewed it for the site, so that's actually on our website. I don't remember what I gave it. It was between 7 or 8, somewhere in there, I think. But
I can look it up.
My big problem with Unravel, and I really like the game, and I agree, it is definitely one of the best games that's been released so far. My problem is that it has like this emotional buildup, and I feel like that it doesn't necessarily pay off at the end.
Sure.
And so for me, especially being more of a story fan, I expected it to just kind of have a little more of a punch at the end.
Right.
But I agree, it's actually similar in a way to like Inside. Like the aesthetic is just really, really cool. It's very atmospheric. I mean, in a different way, but the cool thing about the game is Yarny is so small, and so they put you in the world with everything kind of to scale. So like birds are like giant monsters, in a way to this little yarn. So it kind of gives you this feeling of being small, and it was great. It was great. Unravel was great.
Cool.
You gave it an 8.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
So see that,
so very good.
And that's one, like I said, it's probably not a game people be like, oh my gosh, that game was amazing, but it's more of an experience. I mean, just playing through it, it's one I'll definitely remember by the end of the year. But,
and it's good to pick up on sale. It's a good game to pick up on sale for sure.
And Andrew, okay, what do you got? What's on your list, sir?
All right, I'm going to say Overwatch.
Oh, okay.
Overwatch. Oh man, that game is. I don't think there's a single bad thing about that game.
See, I had that on my list too, but I just crossed it off.
That's from someone who, when it was announced, thought it was going to be terrible. Then I played the beta. I was sold. I bought it. Well, the beta had everything. The beta was basically just like a server test, and it had every map, every character. I knew the game I was going to get into when I bought it. Unlike some betas where you only get like one map, 3 characters, 4 characters. You have the entire game. Blizzard was confident. That game is so fun. You can play it without talking and without a party and still do well because they have button prompts to like let your team know things. I mean, it's definitely awesome with friends. I've had some great times playing with people that I haven't spoken to in years playing that game. It's never boring, and it's always fun. I could play for 30 minutes, or I could play for 5 hours, which I've done. And
it's okay. It's a safe place. We can talk about that stuff here.
I love everything about that game. In fact, it was tough to go back and play Halo after I played Overwatch. I couldn't get back into it.
Sure.
High praise.
I still play Halo now and then because now Firefights out. All my friends want to play, but Overwatch is definitely the shooter that took the most of my time this year. Cool. And I used to play Halo every night. To put that into perspective, I played Halo every night since it came out for like 4 months or 5 months.
Wow.
Cool.
Very cool.
Now, actually, this sounds terrible because I've played through all the Halo games. I never got around to finishing Halo 5. I really need to do that. I mean, it was one where I played with a group of friends, and we played, and we got a little over halfway, and then things came up. We all got busy, and I just never got around to finishing it. Because Halo 5 is definitely one where you should play it with a group of friends. Just the way it's made.
I did it alone because I wanted that lone wolf achievement.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool. It's all about
I'm sure you've played enough to fight the night guy. So just imagine doing that 12 more times, and that's basically the game. So
well, okay, we'll snake back around. So Andrew, give us another one, man. What else were you excited to get your hands on this year?
Dark Souls 3.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The game made me want to sit in a corner and cry sometimes.
You gotta love games that do that.
The very first boss, I'm like, okay, I've played Dark Souls, I know what I'm doing. The first boss halfway through does like a phase change, and I'm like, this is the tutorial boss. It shouldn't be. Like...
Have you not learned from previous boss. Dark Souls games?
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's so good. That's the older games. You couldn't be in a party, like party chat, to play with friends because they really wanted that. Don't communicate with people they want to challenge. They've worked around that this time. You can do party chat, so I played most of it with my friends who love the games. It's easier playing with other people, but it's definitely a lot of fun summoning and just running around and destroying enemies.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's supposed to be the last one. I'd be sad if it is, but you don't want to ruin the series. I'd rather end on a high note.
Sure.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, for me, I'm actually going to hop, because I had Overwatch on my list too. I crossed that off. So I'm going to talk about Battleborn. That's a game where many
You're
people...
You're the one.
I am.
Hey, that's on sale this week too,
right,
by the way.
Yes. Now, actually, with that game, I had a group of friends and like played with a bunch of people, and so I had a blast with that game. I've really enjoyed it. It's got, like I've mentioned before in the show, it's got humor of Borderlands. I mean, it's a little harder to find because they kind of piece it together as you play. It's got story mode and everything else along with it. But if you talk about multiplayer shooters this year, Battleborn and Overwatch, I mean, that's like the big fight. And between Battleborn and Overwatch, I put more time and have more fun with Battleborn personally. But that's just me. But I had a really good time with it. So, and that's one where the audience is already sort of dying on it. So honestly, by the end of the year, will people still be playing it? Probably not.
I'm shaking my head no already.
But the time I spent with it, I absolutely loved it.
I gotta tell you, I have a copy of it sitting behind me. I have not even opened it yet.
Oh no!
How do you know?
But he bought it full price, and that is all that matters.
No, I did not. I bought it for $27.99.
There you go.
I was not gonna buy that full price. I mean, within 2 weeks, it went down to about $30.
Right, and I bought it full price. So.
Oh no!
I was totally the Andrew in the situation. That was.
I pulled an Andrew.
But okay, Chris.
All right, well, so we'll let the cat out of the bag. This next one we've already talked about again, but I can't help myself. So, Oxenfree came out in January.
Wait, Chris, you know what I've heard about that game?
It's amazing.
It's totally awesome.
No, it's not. No, if you've heard that, you need to find the person that told you that and slap them because it's not.
Oh,
I agree.
So Andrew waxed poetic for a little while. I will say that I tend to not be a fan of the scary games, and there are some freaky moments in Oxenfree, and I tend to play most of the time with headphones on. So the sound design in that game is very eerie, and you mess around with radio. If you haven't played it, just real quick, the pitch is it's basically like the Breakfast Club if they crash landed on the island from Lost. That's kind of it. It's a conversational, story driven narrative where you're trying to figure out what the heck is going on this island, and part of it is you intercept like radio signals, and so there's like this just really crazy white noise, and it gets bonkers. And
wait, you're making noise? White noise?
Yeah, I'm making a lot of noise. Yeah. So there's different outcomes, and like Andrew said, they added the new game plus. So if you haven't played it, it's definitely something you should check out. But walking away from it, I had a few small criticisms with the game, which is why it didn't get, which is why I gave it a 7. Then, like I said, now it probably would be closer to like an 8.5 or a 9 since I played it again and just let it stew a little bit. But the game is it's great. It's a brilliant game. So right now it's probably near the top of my list for for game of the year. So
you should always let it stew. Okay, what else you got for us?
Okay, so let's talk Inside. So we're not going to talk a lot. There's really not a lot to say because it's still very, very fresh. The game just came out a week ago, and it's one of those games that you really need to experience. So no spoilers, no story, no story details. But
now, Inside, that's the sequel to Outside, right?
It is, yep. And let me tell you, I don't know if you've heard, but Outside was Oxcom.
Thank you.
So
hashtag Oxum.
So that should be the name of this stupid episode. So Inside is the follow up from Playdead. Playdead is the team that brought us Limbo. Now that was, what was Limbo? 8 years ago? 7 years ago? 6 years? Yeah. So like they've only made 2 games, but when you make a game as fantastic as Limbo, it's like, sure, take as much time as you want, and they have delivered 6 years, so they have delivered an amazing follow-up. It reminds me a lot of Jonathan Blow in the fact that we get Braid, and then we don't hear from Jonathan Blow for 7 years or whatever it was, and then all of a sudden it's like, here's The Witness, and The Witness was amazing. So it's like, these developers, if they're going to continue to deliver perfect 10s every time they make games, take the time and do it. But
hey, Chris,
yeah.
You know why that is?
Why is that?
They let it stew.
This is like the episode of catchphrases. I don't know what's happening to you. So anyway, So Inside, without saying anything, the things that I love about it are, they're all environmental. Like the game makes you feel, whether it's, I don't even know how I feel about the game, to be honest with you. But I know that playing the game is like nothing else that I've played this year.
I gotta say, without going into anything, I don't know how you played that game. Because I don't know how he played that game. Because there are some moments that are scarier than any horror game I've ever played. To the point where, like, I think I was sweating at one point.
Yes.
And you definitely know what that was. What would freak me out? Because as soon as I played it, and I knew I was ahead of you at the time, I was just like, he's not gonna have this.
See, in my mind, I just picture Andrew sitting in front of his TV, screaming like a little girl, super high pitched, squeezing his controller till it like breaks into a billion pieces.
No, there was
that'd
only
be me, actually.
I didn't scream at that part. I was just like, no. Like I'm like, go. I was like, go over there. No. And there was only one part that I screamed at. There was only one part that I screamed at, and without telling you the situation, it just required a lot of movement and dogs. But I actually just went, what? I died like 3 times because I couldn't figure it out, and then when I realized, the tension got even worse, and I was just like,
are we talking about the fence? The fence?
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. So look, so listen. This game is one of those games that, like, you can say something like the fence, and if you've played the game, you know exactly what that is. And if you're Jamie, you're like, crap, I gotta sell something because I need $20. You're still stuck on Outside. That's right. You're right. I mean, typically I'm not a fan of the spooky games, but it just does something. The game does something when you're playing it. You can't put it down. And it was like, my hands were sweating, and like, I was tense. Like I said, I don't even know if what I mentioned earlier with Lego Star Wars is that I had fun. I don't even know that I had fun playing Inside. I don't know that I actually enjoyed it, but there's just something about it. Like, I couldn't stop.
I don't think it was like a fun game. It was just no, I'm dead serious. It was just an awesome game.
Sure.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
It's an experience, right? I mean, it's just something you have to play.
If we voted today for Game of the Year, without question, I think I would have to give it to Inside.
And that seems to be the consensus over almost anybody you ask.
Still be number 2 for me because I'm still in the Overwatch camp.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I'm not surprised by that either. I hear a lot of people say that
right now. That's still a contender. Maybe at the end of the year, mean, we have a ton before the end of the year, but
right. But I mean, it's also that caters to 2 very different audiences too.
Yeah.
So I mean, Inside is more of an, I guess, artsy isn't really the best word to use, but I mean, it's an experience where, Overwatch is, first-person shooter, fast-paced, frantic battles. It's totally different. Yeah. But, okay, Chris, to kind of bounce off what you talked about before about studios taking a long time to make a game I have on my list, and I'll admit I haven't finished it yet. I just started over 4th of July weekend, Quantum Break.
Yes.
Now, this is a game
Dang it, I didn't put that on my list.
This game it had a very tumultuous, hard time to getting released because it was a game they announced, and then Xbox decided they were going to try to shoehorn their TV program when they announced the launch of the Xbox One into it, and then they decided to totally close down the TV studio. But Quantum Break decided they were going to keep, all the filming stuff they had in the game. Because when they first announced it, it was totally different actors. It was a much smaller scale. And Xbox is like, let's make this bigger. Let's bring in some big name actors. And it does something, outside of the old, what do they call it, FMV games of like the, 90s where they showed little video clips while you play games.
Night Trap.
Yeah. Or even the old Command & Conquers, right? Remember they had full video in there. Yeah. You play the game for a while, and then you watch the show, and then you play the game, and then you watch the show. And so it's a very interesting concept, and I don't know if they'll do it again.
I had a Lumia at that time, so it was pretty cool watching the show,
Sure. But I'm enjoying it. I'm not done with it, but it's definitely one that's going to stick with me because I'm a huge fan of Alan Wake. I absolutely loved Alan Wake, and I couldn't wait to see what the studio made next.
That's my second favorite Xbox 360 game.
Alan Wake
is amazing.
See, I never played Alan Wake because of the spookies.
One day we'll talk about our favorite Xbox 360 games, and I'll let you know what my favorite one was, and everybody can just give me looks, but I don't care.
It's something none of us will expect, so...
That's true.
Well, I like obscure games. So.
Sure. Well, okay, let me... You both have played and finished Quantum Break, right?
No, I'm actually not done either.
Okay.
I'm definitely further than you are. I think I'm maybe the last act, but okay. I would definitely. It's on my list too. By the way, it's fantastic.
I reviewed it. I beat it 3 times.
Oh,
I would
wow!
say. 3 times within like a week and a half.
So is it a little bit shorter? Would you say?
What do you mean?
Like as a game, if you were able to beat it 3 times in a week, I'm assuming it's a shorter game.
That's the only game
he played a lot.
Right.
No, like it's literally the only game I played for about a week and a half. Chris can tell you, I played nothing else. Like I was really determined to get all of it done because we were lucky to get a review copy of it before it came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying to rush through it, and I played it the first time, and then I deliberately did different things the second time, and then I mixed up decisions the third time to see if there were changes. So,
cool.
Yeah, good stuff.
Well, okay. And now, from what I've heard, though, I heard the ending, like the last battle, isn't that great? I mean, at least that's what I've heard.
Okay. You know what? I'm gonna be the guy and say that the people who did not like it just were not I thought it was really straightforward. I mean, I died once or twice, but like there's people that were saying like they were dying left and right, and I thought the solution after the first time I died was pretty obvious.
Sure.
Like, I mean, you die once because it's, something that you don't expect, but after you see like the patterns, it kind of just feels like, okay, do this, and it's over. So seeing all the criticism, I didn't get it.
Sure.
But
okay,
that's just me.
Okay. Well, Andrew, what else do you have for us then?
Well, we talked about Oxenfree and Inside, so I'm gonna say the other game that no one said, Doom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I knew that was gonna be.
I thought it would be on your list.
The only bad thing was the multiplayer, but the single player was awesome. I mean, if you're squeamish, don't play it. You can literally like grab a creature by the jaw and rip it off, and take its own leg. You could take its own leg off and curb stomp it with its own foot.
That is game of the year material. Right there.
The game is awesome, and if you kill a demon with a chainsaw, you get ammo, That's pretty cool.
So
yeah, I played the demo. They during E3 they released like the first player demo or like a single player demo, which I thought was great. It definitely is a good game. If I had more time and money, I probably would play it at least for the campaign. But
yeah, the campaign's awesome. Story's okay. It's actually probably about a 12-hour game, 11-hour game, which is pretty long for a first-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
You never quite learn what to do because they just, every time you think you've gotten all the enemies down, they throw something different at you. And that's completely awesome. It always kept me on my guard. I also did not play the game on normal. I put it like on the second to hardest difficulty when I first played, because I hate playing games on normal. So that game destroyed me at some times, but yeah, no, I thought it was awesome.
Cool. Well, I guess real quick to kind of wrap up this topic of the week, because we've been talking about our favorite games of the year, what's one game you could think of that's been a major disappointment that you thought this is going to be a fantastic game, I'm absolutely going to love it? What game has just been a major disappointment for you? Because for me, the first one that has been a real disappointment for me, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutants in Manhattan. Because I'm a huge Ninja Turtle fan, I'm a huge Platinum Games fan, and it was just so mediocre. It's just, it could have been so great, but it was just, it just didn't make it.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yep.
I'm looking through. All right, I'll give you one.
Okay.
Dangerous Golf.
Oh,
And
sure.
Oh, yeah.
One of my favorite games is Burnout 3 and Burnout Revenge and
Burnout Paradise.
No. A golf game from the Burnout people should have been awesome, and it was just a train wreck from the beginning. And I'm kind of upset that they made it. Well, they were saying they were saying if Dangerous
How
Golf.
dare you make that game?
Well, they were saying if Dangerous Golf they were trying. That game was really to try out the engine, and they were saying if it made enough money, they would make like a spiritual successor to Burnout. And now I don't think that's gonna happen.
Yeah, but I mean, golf and cars. I mean, it's kind of it.
But golf games are fun.
Sure.
And this game should have been really cool. And
oh, speaking of golf games, Power Shot Golf is like $5 on the sale.
Power Star.
Or Power Star, sorry.
Well, and I want to give another shout out to a game that is good, and it's Super Hot.
Oh, I totally forgot about that game. Yeah. That's like the first person shooter. It's like slow motion where it only moves when you move. Like time doesn't move until you move, right?
It moves very slowly when you don't move. Very slowly.
Yeah, well, it isn't it like every time you move is when the game moves?
Yeah, but if you stand still, you can still see very slowly.
Okay.
Like if you're right next to one, you can see it move very slow. When you're standing still, but everything really moves when you're doing it. It's pretty cool. The story is really weird. Actually extremely weird, but the gameplay is awesome.
Cool. Wow. Okay, Chris, what is a disappointment this year for you?
Man, I can't.
You just love everything.
I can tell you one that you're probably disappointed with. You mentioned it earlier. Lego Marvel.
Well, was
that this year?
The January, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, definitely. Then, yeah. So, yeah, that's great. Crap, I thought that was last year.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah,
wow.
Not good. Yeah, no, and I said earlier, yeah, Marvel Heroes, the first Marvel game, was definitely one of my favorites. And so I had high expectations for Avengers. So the biggest thing here is I do not like when and they do this in The Force Awakens, but they do it well. But I don't like when they just take canned dialogue because it doesn't fit with the world that they're creating in the Legos.
Yeah.
And what they've done with Star Wars is they take canned dialogue, but they also brought the whole cast in to record like they have Harrison Ford saying lines that he never said. Like they took it serious. And Marvel, they literally just just took, it sounds like MIDI clips from the stupid movie, and it just doesn't fit. And it only had to be MCU stuff, so it was not good. Like I expected it to be at the level of Marvel superheroes, and it was a huge. I don't even think I beat it. Like I've almost 100%ed all of the Lego games, and I think I just kind of gave up.
Sure,
I have everything in that except the DLC, which I am buying the season pass on the game sale.
But I mean, it all started with Lego Lord of the Rings. Isn't that when they started first doing the taking clips from the movie and putting it in the game? I thought it was
Lord of the Rings. Yeah, that sounds about right.
I didn't play that one.
Yeah, because I mean, and that threw me off too. Like I never played that one. I'm not a huge Lego game guy. I enjoy them every now and then, but I remember seeing the trailers for that. I'm like, that just doesn't. I don't like that. It didn't look right.
Yeah.
But real quick, to bounce off of what Andrew was saying earlier, one game I did enjoy this year, it's that you should check out, and I think it's on the sale. Turn On was a game I reviewed recently. It's a very chill puzzle game. Like you're a little bolt of electricity, and you have to turn power back on in the city. But if you're looking for super tough puzzles or something like that, don't look for this game. But if you're looking for a game, you can just, after playing through something like Dark Souls 3 or something that just kind of, destroyed your spirit, and you want something happy and chill to just enjoy, go play Turn On. It's a really fun game. The music, the art style, everything, you just play with a smile on your face. It's just a lot of fun. But just wanted to throw that out there. 'Cause that was the last game on my list I had.
Yeah,
but,
it's been a good year. I mean,
yes.
I'm excited. It's been a really good year so far, and there's a lot I think coming up at the end of the year that I'm really excited about. I'm not sure. There's a lot of shooters, and typically shooters don't get Game of the Year love. Typically, so it'll be interesting to see kind of how this shakes down. Come the end of the year.
Everything really starts with ReCore, actually. That's September.
Dude, I am so excited.
And I'm gonna kick myself for doing it, but I'm going to buy Final Fantasy 15. I've pre-ordered the collector's edition because I want because it comes with the anime and it comes with the movie, and you can only get it through the collector's edition. And like I think the anime and the movie, one of them takes place before the game and the other one like during or the middle of it. So I do want to see that. I mean, their movies, like the theatrical one was bad, but Advent Children was awesome, and I kind of want to see where this stuff goes. So I'm going to be playing Final Fantasy 15. It'll probably take like 60 hours of my life. It might not be good. It probably won't be good, but I'm ready to be surprised.
You will buy mediocrity just so you can watch the movies, so that's good. That's good.
There's a lot of star power in those animes and movies.
Sure. But actually, talking about games I'm excited for, honestly, now that Chris and I are playing through Gears, I've already been excited for Gears 4, and like I said, that's my favorite Xbox exclusive series. And I'm super pumped for Gears 4, so that's going to be absolutely awesome. I know exactly what I'm getting, but I'm okay with that.
I live in a world of wishful thinking where Rare will give me another Banjo or Conquer game, and that'll never happen.
Well, they put Conquer in what was that game called?
And then they canceled it.
Yeah, and they canceled
Project Spark. Yeah. I bought that day one. I was ready for more adventures, and they got it. I was sad.
But Chris, anything you want to shout out to real quick? You're excited for the rest of the year? I'm assuming it's ReCore.
So get
hyped for that game.
So for me, I like the small, quaint, story-driven stuff. ReCore is definitely high on my list of things that I want. I was really looking forward to Tacoma. That got delayed to next year. I don't really know what will end up being the thing that I'm really looking forward to. Will be something that surprises me. I really am looking forward to Hyper Light Drifter. That's out on PC. It should be out on Xbox One anytime. I mean, Cuphead should be out, at some point, this year.
Below is coming out within the next month.
Yes.
So they said summer. So
yeah. So like that tends to be the stuff that I really gravitate toward. I'm really looking forward to Telltale's Batman game.
Oh yeah.
Sure. It's got a new engine. I know the voice casting is hit or miss, but if the story is good and the engine plays a lot better, like I love a good Telltale game. So you give me a really great Batman, like that may be really high. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I'm looking forward to. ReCore is definitely on the top of my list though for right now.
ReCore's on the top of mine, but if I'm gonna give quick games that I'm definitely interested in, it's Mafia 3.
Oh yeah, right.
Oh, that's right.
And,
yeah, you mentioned that.
South Park.
Oh, yeah, South Park. Now, does South Park have a release date yet? I can't remember.
December.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the same exact day as Dead Rising 4.
Oh yeah, Dead Rising 4 is going to be awesome.
Which means that I'm going to buy both of them and play South Park.
Sure. Now, actually, speaking of Dead Rising, not last week, I think it was the previous weekend. I may have already mentioned on the show. The second Dead Rising movie is out. It's on Crackle.
Oh, that's right.
It is definitely not as good as the first one, though. The first one's a better movie. If you're only going to watch one of them, watch the first one. But the game is going to be awesome.
I should probably watch them.
I mean, if you like that cheesy B horror movie stuff, they're actually pretty enjoyable. I mean, it's on Crackle, so it's free, so, you know.
Yeah.
But, okay, guys, to kind of wrap things up, it has been an awesome first 6 months of the year. We got another great 6 months coming. So we have a lot to look forward to. Now, I don't know what you guys think will be Game of the Year material, but, let us know in the comments down below if you're watching this on YouTube or if you go to our website, check it out, let us know. As for the podcast, you can always find us on iTunes and on SoundCloud. We're also on the Google Play Store as well, so check us out there. Make sure to rate us. We would greatly appreciate it.
Yep, definitely.
It would be absolutely awesome. Just wanted to say that one more time.
Oh my gosh.
Please, hey, if you're still listening to this, please do not thumb down this video because of Jamie's horrible jokes. Okay,
come on.
Please.
No, that was pretty bad.
Sure. But okay. Also, find us on Facebook, Google Plus, and we're also on Twitter.
Yes.
Make sure to find us there at Enthusiast Xbox, and we're also on Instagram. Is that correct? Okay.
Yep. Same address. Yep.
Awesome. Find us there. As for myself, you can find me on Twitter and Xbox everywhere, Jamester0722. Chris, where can people find you, sir?
I am everywhere at NeoLego. So Facebook at NeoLego, Twitter, Instagram. I'm out there.
Cool.
Tumblr. I've really been messing around with Tumblr a lot lately, and I'm really kind of digging it. So you're going to be seeing a lot more Tumblr coming from me in the next few weeks. So
cool. You have been warned.
That's right.
Andrew,
fair warning.
Where can people find you, sir?
Twitter and Xbox at First of Vulture 89.
Cool. Awesome. Well, hopefully you've all enjoyed another wonderful episode of the Xbox Enthusiast Podcast. But until next time, we are out.
Bye.
See ya.